This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper. Grand Rising family, what's happening? We're talking about And the Traitor Disappeared. We're talking about whether or not the traitor traded ideas with you that relates to the traveler and the traitor who traded ideas with you in the year 336, in the year 570, in the year 1877, in the year 1934, or in the year 2020. Are you trading ideas? Did you used to be this and you used to be that? Did you switch and change ideas based upon ideas that are traveling around in the community? Are you catching the ideas of the traitor? Is his ideas traveling at a terrific speed that you can't control, and the situation becomes a traitor situation with this traitor ideas? We're talking about Sir John Hawkins. We're talking about Eastern, Western Christianity and Islam. Is Islam any different than Eastern Christianity under the auspices of the man that died in the 336, Arius? What was the controversies between Arius and Athanasius? Is Arius' doctrines similar to the Jehovah's Witness? Is Arius' doctrine similar to some of you Hebrew Israelite doctrines? Or is some of you Hebrew Israelite doctrines, or is the Nation of Islam doctrine mixed and interwoven with an Eastern and Western perspective? On one hand, you say that Jesus is not God and you agree with the larger Islamic community. But on another hand, you begin to travel back over to that Jesus is God under the auspices of Master Farad Muhammad. We're talking about approximately 60 years ago. 363. Those are the same numbers as 336. So we're talking about a ritual of a traveler who's exchanging ideas to people that's repackaged and make them think that they're going on a spiritual journey to some type of different destination. We're talking about ritualistic. We're talking about ritual. We're talking about ritualists. When we take these words, ritualist, and put in the reverse ordinal, we get 114, the number that we got right here for the Quran, by adding the word that we got for age to that 101 that's associated with that great year. That's associated with the word Christian. That's associated with the word traveler. That's associated with the word traitor. We're talking about the information that's hidden right in plain sight. If I take the word ritual and put it in the simple English gematria cipher, I get the number 27. WD, the 23rd alphabet and the 4th alphabet. 23 plus 4 is 27. If I take 27 and subtract it from 360, I get a number that's 23 letters and 4 words. Don't believe me? Check it out. In the reverse ordinal, if we write out 23 letters and 4 words, we get the number 328. When we write out the number 328, it is exactly 23 letters and 4 words. Don't believe me? Check it out. And when I say reverse ordinal, remember I taught you this before. You take the numbers and reverse them on the alphabets, and then look at the word that you're spelling and take those numbers that you have reversed on the alphabets and add them up. Don't believe me? Check it out. We're talking about a solar calendar, right? that has 12 segments of time lasting 2,160 years. Okay? When we take that number that we got from 328 that we did in a reverse ordinal, well, let's reverse it back. Let's take the 28 and make it an 82. 382, if we subtract it from 2,160 years, we get 1778. Right? But Farad was born in 1877. That's a difference of 99 years. But we're told that the name Farad, that is not among the 99 attributes of Allah, is independent of the 99. Don't believe me? Check it out. And since we're talking about that 2,160 years that is attached to the Quran in the symbol of Mecca, which is a three-dimensional square. 4 segments at the top, 4 segments in the corner, 4 segments in the bottom. And since we got 33 from when we took the word order and reduced it, we got 33. When I subtract 33 from 444, I get 411, the number for information. Don't believe me? Check it out. When I take 303 and subtract it from 444, I get the number 141, the number that we got for the word ritualistic. 141. Don't believe me? Check it out. Add 33 to 141, you get 444. When I subtract 330 from 444, that three-dimensional square that has 4 segments at the top, 4 segments in the corner, 4 segments at the bottom, I got the number 114. Remember, ritualists in the reverse ordinal, right, is 114. We're talking about the information that's hidden right in plain sight. And when we take those numbers and add them up, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1, we get 24. And since there's 3 4s, when we multiply 3 times 24, since there's 24 scientists, right, and you can divide a 24-hour day by 3, right? That's the workshop of the mind. Again, 24 times 3 is 72. 72 is a reflection of the number 27. We're talking about the ritual of a traveler. We're talking about the ideas of a trader. We're talking about the trader Christian 101. We're talking about the information that's hidden right in plain sight. When we take the numbers that is associated with the letters the solar calendar, we get the number 66, the same number that we got for trader. Remember, trader is 6 letters that add up to 66. We're talking about approximately 60 years ago, right? What are we talking about? If I subtract 60 from 1934, right, I get the date 1874. That's 3 years before Farad was born. What happened in 1874 that had something to do with approximately 60 years ago, right? We're talking about the Universal Postal Union that was created in 1874, 3 years before 1877. That's why we multiplied that 3 again by 24 that got us 72, a reflection of 27. So in that year, 1874, the Universal Postal Union, right, was created, and now people could communicate through letters throughout different countries of the world. And that's when our people found that we was here. If it's approximately 60 years ago, then it's very near correct. But it's not 100% correct. We're talking about the information that's hidden right in plain sight. We're talking about 444. Ironically, 4 is spelt with 4 letters. 444 adds up to 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. 333 can be written out 333, which would be again 23 letters in 4 words. Don't believe me? Check it out. And since we're talking about those 365 days that we got, that we subtracted again on the other video, when I put a 0 behind the 3 and a 0 behind the 6 and a 0 behind the 5, we get 30, 60, and 50. If I subtract 30 years from 2,160, then 50 years, then 60 years, I get the year 2020. Look at the condition of the trader today. Because there's a traveling virus that was made by a trader. We're talking about the information that's hidden right in plain sight. We're talking about the 1 to 9 numbers attached to the 26 alphabets. You are so much of a ritualist. You are caught up so much in a ritual. You're so ritualistic, the 3 R's, that you cannot even see the information that's hidden right in plain sight. You regurgitate the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but you know very little about mathematics. If I asked you about what was the number 5, you will come up with 5 pillars of Islam. But you're telling me that Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam, and that you could prove it in no limit of time. But it appears it takes 35 to 50 years before we can get you to see through the religious dogmatic bullshit. We're talking about 23 letters and 4 words. We're talking about WD that adds up to 27. We're talking about ritual, 27. When you subtract ritual again from the number 360, you get 333. And when we got 72, from the numbers that we added up here, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1, we got 24, right? And since 3 years before Farad's birthday, right? Farad's birthday, which was 1874, the Universal Postal Union was created. 3 times 24 is 72. 72 times 360 is 25,920 years. Again, we're talking about a great year, 101. We're talking about a solar calendar. They are trying to convince you that the sun is in one of their houses. Is the sun in the house of Christians? Is the sun in the house of Jews? Is the sun in the house of Muslims? Is the sun in the house of the East or the West? Where it appears that trade has been brought to a halt in 2020. It appears that a traveling virus with a traitorous intent has brought doom and gloom in all of your houses. The sun has disappeared.